Good morning to you. Yeah, it's still morning. We haven't reached the midday zombie apocalypse alarm yet, as some people call it here in Portugal. Morning to you, Pete. And I've started a little bit early today because I want you to hear the full blast, which will happen, I think, in the next few minutes. So I've started early so you can hear that. And I wanted to just jump on and ask if these videos are helping. They help me, so I'll keep doing them. I really enjoy it. And now, after a week of doing them and having the idea to be prompted by the fire station alarm test at midday every day, being prompted by that to fall still and go into midday at the Oasis and just have a moment of peace and calm has been really good. And it feels like my body is looking forward to it. So when I think of it now, I think, okay, great, that'll be an opportunity to calm down and fall still and be still and let things drop and start again. Okay, it's a reset, it's a little reset in the day. And I just wonder if that's been of any use to anybody else at all. Excuse me. And I wondered what your reaction is to the videos as well, because I think it's very interesting. And I can only assume this because I don't know unless you tell me. But my assumption is that some people are like, oh my God, here he goes again, waffling on about bloody meditation and being still and calmness, and it's a dark age we're living in, or like Paul, on the happy pills again. And that's all fine, it's not a problem. And if you're really annoyed by it, by me, it's best to unfriend or unfollow and not be bothered, really. I mean, I really would recommend, I can be of service to you in that way, is that you think, that's one less thing to be annoyed by in your life. Unfriend, unfollow, gone, perfect. And there'll be other people, I suspect, as well, who have some interest in meditation and spirituality and all those sorts of things, who think, oh yeah, I really like this. It's a really nice reminder. And I'm grateful to you as well. If that's, I'm very glad that is the case for you, if that is the case for you. And thank you for kind comments about offering balance and offering a different kind of message in the world we live in at the moment. So I'm very glad from that point of view. And I think especially interesting is where those two types of people meet. The ones who are really bothered by, oh God, there he goes again, and like, oh yeah, I love this sort of thing. And, the spiritual people all have a little bit of spiritual virtue signaling as well, don't we? Yes. Being spiritually correct, it's another pitfall for the human ego. And there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying that's what happens. It's just interesting, I think. And so you've got people who are bothered and you've got people who know. And I am especially interested in the people who are bothered to know, in as much as it's like, oh, this guy's doing that thing again. What's that all about? He's a bit of a prat. This is a bit, ugh. But that is the gateway in a way, isn't it? Like getting a little bit of interest is, oh, that's a church bell. So I think the fire alarm will go off in a minute, and I'll open my window so you can hear it full blast. And then we'll do the usual thing of calming down and falling still and stopping for a moment, putting the brakes on, putting the handbrake of life on, breathing out, and letting go, and then we can start again. And I just think doing that is more useful than not doing it more often than not. But again, you're the judge of that, not me. And so the people who are bothered to know, those are the people who I believe or trust or hope I can be the most help to, who are calm, curious, who might be thinking, well, yeah, I could do with a little bit of less stress in my life. I could do with learning a bit more about mindfulness or meditation. And I don't profess to be an expert teacher in those things per se. I have my own way of looking at and talking about those things and practically offering a method. This is what's happening at midday, it seems, every day, is a chance to stop. And that's my gift. And I don't mean that in a pretentious sense. Ooh, it's my gift. It's my special thing. It's like it's a present. Coming into the present is a present I'm offering at around midday when the big fire alarm goes off. It's a test, by the way. It's not the end of the world. When you first hear it in Portugal, it's like the end. It feels like it's the end of the world. It's like, why didn't they tell me about the 5-minute warning here in Portugal? And you embrace your loved ones. You say, I really do love you. Oh, I didn't think it would end this way. And they're just testing the fire alarm. Midday, 1 o'clock in Caldas, midday here in San Martino de Porto. So if you are calm, curious, or mindful, what's an alliteration? Mindful, curious. I'm going to have to go with that because I can't think of anything snappy. But if you're bothered to know a little bit more, if you have that sense, but like going to the gym, I should go to the gym. I should do a little bit more for my physical fitness. If you're like that around calmness and peace and tranquility and stillness and meditation and mindfulness, I know I should do a little bit more. I'm here every day at midday to help with that, and I've done loads of videos in the past. So that's the conversation I'd love to have. Hello, Carlos. Want to meet you in real life and try your lovely beers at the Netus Brewery in Caldas de Rainha. You'll be having your 1 o'clock alarm. Oh, here we go. It's loud, isn't it? Can you imagine? The first time you hear that, it's bloody terrifying. I think this was the town we first heard it in as well. It's part of Portuguese life and culture to test the alarm. But if you're not used to it, it's like, oh my God. And then the drone at the end, it's one of those fantastic sort of air raid warnings. I can see it. That's one park here so you could hear it. I can see the machinery on the top. It's like a massive doomsday kazoo, isn't it? I imagine they force compressed air through a little valve that vibrates and makes this horrific noise. Anyway, it's still going. The residue of it is still going. But it's our trigger. It's our moment where, with the alarm going off, it's like, the call to stillness. Yes! So let's do it. So feel the weight of your body on a chair. And if your shoulders are up here from this morning, you can let your shoulders drop. And you can let the energy go out to your hands and into your fingers and feet, and let it come out of your core. Your core might be all tightly wound like a spring, and this is what happens. I think just living life can tighten you up like a coil, and then there comes a point. Sleep's a good way of letting go of that, and I think that's why we love sleep so much. We reset, but we're not consciously resetting necessarily, are we? Insomnia is a terrible thing. It's like you want to rest, but you can't for some reason. And eventually you kind of fall asleep, because we all fall asleep eventually. And that's a reset for the body. But it's not a conscious reset, which is what this is. So if you can allow your body to be still and rest, and even allow your mind to be still and rest. So the main processing power of your mind at the moment, if you're in this situation, will be listening to the instructions. And the temptation, the possibility is for that information to trigger into something else and expand, and then you get back into the treadmill and the tightness can occur again. So as much as is possible, just listen to the instruction, which is to feel the weight of your body on the chair. I'm lucky to have a nice breeze coming in through the window, and I can feel that on my skin. And I allow these things without judging them or embellishing them or going off on a thought process about them. And that's the beauty of the breath coming in and out of the body. You can feel the breath maybe coming in through your nose or your mouth. And focusing on that allows other matters to just drift into the background. They'll still be there when you stop doing this, but they're not front of your mind whilst you're focusing on your senses or your breath coming in and out of your body. And that's why I think this is such a nourishing and beautiful thing to do. And the more you practice it, the only way you'll find out if it works or not is to try it. And that does sound like a threat, doesn't it? That sounds like joining a cult. You'll only know what it's like if you join and listen to the instructions and take the initiation ceremony. But for God's sake, I'm only asking you to sit down for a minute and feel the weight of your body on the chair and the gentle breeze. And hear the sounds without listening too intently. Just hear the sounds. Passing car, bird song, whatever is in your world right now. Be as benignly aware of it as you possibly can. Be calmly aware of it. Be aware, be open to it, and flow with it. Let it be. Let yourself be. Let's just let ourselves be for half a minute or so in silence. And what's coming to my mind, obviously, as things do come into your mind, because that's how it works. It's a magnet, isn't it? An attractor. This must be the most boring live stream ever imaginable. But I would like to say it's the most boring and most beautiful live stream. Not because you're looking at me necessarily, because I hope you're not. I hope you're just hearing it and following the process of falling still. But isn't that wonderful? You know, it's like it's not about entertainment or excitement. It's about being still and coming together to do so. So I hope that was enjoyable and useful. Let me know if you want to. Doug's here. Hi, Doug. And Algarve Puntin saying, yes, it is scary. This is going back to the fire alarm. Albufera as well at 12 in Tavira at 1300. I don't know of any other. And yeah, so I don't know if you're using it. This week, Laura, when I hear the alarm now, I will forever think of it as an opportunity to be calm, which presents a different problem if it's actual emergency. But then again, I could be still in my response to an emergency. If it goes off at any other time of day other than midday, I can go into a stillness and have my mind still and respond to the emergency, because I think that's what all heroic responses to emergencies are. The person keeps a presence of mind in the most difficult of circumstances. These are the people we admire, I think, and aspire to be, possibly. So it's not easy to stop your thoughts, says Laura, but at least try. Of course, stopping your thoughts is really hard, and fighting with your thoughts is even harder. And we have this beautiful little trick of feeling the weight of the body on the chair, being aware of the breath. Your mind will want to focus on something. So if you give it something to focus on, rather than must stop thinking, must stop thinking, must stop thinking, it's going to be much easier, I would say. And again, I can't tell you how it will be for you. You'll only find out by trying. But I suspect, and my experience is in allowing the focus of my mind, my perception, my awareness to be on something benign, and just monitoring without judging and getting attached has been very, very helpful indeed. So there you go. Yeah, not easy to stop your thoughts, but at least try. There is no try. What you can try to do, if we are talking about trying, is allowing yourself to go through a process which arguably is more useful, edifying, relaxing than other processes, which is to keep thinking. And this is why I say, I think quite controversially, thinking is overrated. Thinking leads to misery. Being aware and responding, I'm not talking about being a moron. I'm not talking about being a person who isn't considerate. I'm talking about, if you keep thinking and keep thinking and keep thinking, most people, my own experience and most people's experience of that, as I observe it, is it's a downward spiral. And my experience of the worst times in my life, which I loosely refer to as depression, would be that I can't stop thinking about how bad my life and things are, and I can't stop thinking about it. And I would want to give anyone, and I have been blessed by grace twice in my life where that would not stop, and something stopped it. It wasn't me, it didn't feel like me, but something stopped it twice in my life, and it was such a blessed relief. Dougie, I'm causing a traffic jam, plus the chair doesn't need the weight of my body in it. What, you don't want to break the chair? Mish Diosh, I heard the tsunami siren in Cartera. I was so scared. Stop thinking, Dougie. Stop being triggered into anecdotes. And maybe feel the pressure of your clothes on your skin. If you're too afraid to feel the weight of your body on the chair, chill for a moment, my friend. You don't have to be thinking all the time. You can just be aware. But it's up to you. I'm not telling you what to do. Who would dare to tell Dougie what to do? So there you go. You got to hear the alarm yourself today, and I've gone on quite enough. But if you are one of those people who's bothered to know more about this, I'm here all week, folks, and I think there's a Sunday siren as well. So let's do a few minutes tomorrow at midday at the Oasis tomorrow. Have a great day. Lots of love and peace and stillness to you. Bye for now.